Hello everyone. Today I went by the jeweler's shop. He had some coins for me. Standing Liberty, of course. He seems to find a lot of these. Um, then he found me this one. It's got a hole drilled in it. It's an 1853 of Errol's, and it's bent. Looks like someone tried to take a nail punch to it right there. But other than that problem, the wear and tear on the coin isn't as bad as it could be. I mean, considering it's like 170 years old now. I mean, this is pre-Civil War stuff here. All right, this one was just post-Civil War. It's in 1871, and somebody's drilled a hole in it and scratched it up pretty bad. It happens. Excuse me. But and they also scratched it on the back over here too. Right down here by the hole. Shame really, because this probably be a pretty valuable coin otherwise. $50, $60 maybe. I mean, the Liberty's just about all there. It's weak a little bit in the middle, but you can definitely read it. The LI is pretty strong. The BE's a little light. The bottom of the R is, but the T and Y is strong. So it's a little warm. Now, I was going through some of these Barber half dollars because Pirate Stacker, and I made a video about this, said that he's had good luck grading these. You know, I mean, most of them aren't real high grade. He's talking about good, good 8, and very good, most of them. And that's probably about the best I could hope for out of most of these. Is a good. The rim's gone away on the back of a lot of. Out of all of them, though, that I have in that stack anyway, this particular one in 1907, the whole front rim is pretty strong. And the back rim is also pretty strong. It's 1907S. Wasn't particularly expensive when I bought it. I can see underneath this blacked out corner someone had wrote $20. And I can't tell what's underneath there. I get the light on it, but I don't know. Anyway, is the 1907S a real low mintage? That I'm not sure about because there's a lot of these that do have lower minages. So we'll just look in the Barber half dollars real quick. For 1907S. I'll take this down and kind of like show you. 1907S, if it'll focus enough, you should be able to see 1.25 million mintage. And if that is truly a very good, this guide says $17. But if it was fine, it would be 45. That might be worth grading if it would come fine, but I don't think it will. So, what's the plan going forward? Well, once Pirate Stacker sees my video, when it goes live, and I show off both sides of all these, he can kind of tell me if he thinks any of these would be reasonably okay to grade. This one's got ring damage here and there. Like I said, most of these are worn quite a bit. These coins stayed in circulation for a long time. So don't really expect that you'll get one that's this worn. It's going to be a real valuable coin. But if you send it to ANACS, it don't cost a whole lot to grade them, and you might be able to get more money out of it. This is a 19090, and it's got a ding on the rim there, but it's a heavily circulated coin. They usually are. But this 960 had a little bit higher price. If I thought this was straight grade, and I think that's supposed to represent very good. If I thought this was straight grade very good, this would probably be one worth doing. But given the wear on the back of the rim here, I don't think it would get very good. In fact, it'd probably be very lucky to get good. Now, if the back was as solid as the front, that'd be different, but it isn't. Still, it's interesting. It's the Orleans Mint. By the way, I don't know why, but when I do videos for these, put them on my channel, these old mint half dollars seem to get a lot, and the quarters seem to get a lot of views. I think maybe it's because it's old mint. Not they've been, haven't made coins since 1909, so I think that might be part of it. It's just something you don't see all the time. In fact, about 4 or 5 years ago is when I got my first old mint Morgan dollar, and it was the first old mint coin I had. I've got several of them now, and I'd definitely buy more. I'd like to find one that I'd be like, yeah, I got to send this one to be graded. But doing that, you have to find one that is in better shape than what these are, I think. Or one that's a really low mintage that might be worth grading because of, rarity. Because the ones, these that, I think it's the 1915 and 1916 barbers. They're kind of expensive because they're low mintage. And I can kind of show you that in the book again real quick. By the way, we'll look up the 1871. 1871, this says 1.22 million, and says a good for it's a $42 coin. That's this one. If it didn't have the hole in it, it would have been pretty expensive probably. This book's a few years old, but that's probably at least fine 12, and this says 65. It's very fine 20, it's 85. Doesn't have much room to go up a whole lot after that, though. I mean, it says mint state 63 would be $1,150, which, considering how much it is at the lower levels, you thought it might go up even more because some of them do. But usually they're Carson Cities, it looks like. Although the 1878 S is extremely expensive one. That's not what we're talking about. That one, by the way, 12,000 mintage. How's it going, stacking? Yeah, here, have a look at this mintage. If you can see it, I can get my finger on it. 1878 S, half dollar. This is a couple-year-old book, but it says $30,000 at good for, and 150,000 at mint state 63. That's one of the highest numbers I see in any of these seated Liberty half dollars. That's pretty high for sure. I didn't realize any of them were that expensive in mint state. 63. It's 100,000 at Mint State 60. It's not even the lowest mintage because a lot of the 1879 through the rest of the time they made them up to 1891, only like one of those, well, 1891 is 200,000, but all the rest of them are like in the tens of thousands range at best, or at most, I mean. But we're looking for the 18, what was that? Eight, yeah, 1896. Oh, I think is what I was wanting to look at. $924,000 coins were minted. If this would grade a straight good 4, this book says $115. But that back gives me all sorts of worries that would not make it good 4. This is one to consider. I'm surprised that it was marked down from the 34 so much. But my coin dealer buys in bulk, and maybe when he bought it, he didn't have a whole lot into it. The 1950 Philadelphia is. Have a look at this real quick. 138,000 mintage for 1915. That's a pretty low mintage too. A few of these barbers, quite a few of them actually, weren't minted in high numbers. You see a lot of them up and down the whole list that are under 1 million were made. And even at that, the ones that were higher mintage numbers, there's a couple in the 4 million range that I'm seeing, maybe 3 or 4. 1908 Orleans, 5.3 million. That's the highest mintage of all of them. But the 1909 dropped to 925,000. So that's something to always consider when you're looking at barber half dollars. If someone don't look at their book right, you might have one that's a pretty low mintage and not realize it until you look it up. That's why I recommend using USA Coin Book on when you're out and about at a coin shop looking at them, because they have all the mintages, the type of the coin, all the dates, complete list, about like having a red book in your on the internet, except for I think their prices are a little bit not quite. It's just a guide. It's not a. Oh, Mac, Donald Boyan, how you doing? I saw where you sent AG Stacker a sticker and stuff. That was pretty cool. But I was just talking about how it's a shame that this particular one's got a hole in it, because the 1871 is a reasonably valuable coin with this kind of detail left on it. If it wasn't damaged by the hole being drilled in it. You can read Liberty on it. Someone scratched it too. This wasn't damaged with the hole and stuff. This would be a fairly valuable coin in this kind of condition. Maybe nearly $100, but not with the hole in it. But I don't know what else to really mention. Although I did find a few more of these. I think I got about 12 or 13 sets of them. This one's got the Morgan dollar and walking Liberty and standing Liberty, and Buffalo nickel, Roosevelt dime, and Lincoln penny. Now, some of them have Indian pennies. these are not real. There's an Indian head penny in this one, and a Mercury dime, and a Buffalo. But these little sets are neat. Most everybody I know that's seen them wants them, but I've got about 10 or 12 of them, maybe more. I'm not exactly sure how many I have. I've got about 15 of them here. That's funny. After Vegas, small loan. But I mean, they made them up in the modern coins too. The JFK, Eisenhower, Washington, and the modern dime, nickel, and penny. These things are super small, though. I mean, this will give you a perspective of how small the coins are. That's a regular U.S. penny up beside them. They're can almost cover all of them with a penny, so they're pretty small. Guy told me they made up these dies for these and had a bunch of them made, and they don't have the dies no more. And not only that, the guy I bought them from is no longer with us, so can't do anything about that. But yeah, I was just going through these Barber $half. I've got quite a few from the Orleans Mint. I mean, there's 7 here from the Orleans Mint, 1 double, but all the rest are different years. But yeah, this is probably about the only one I think would probably straight grade about what someone wrote on it. If it's not clean, that is. Because it's got the full rim all the way around, which the back of these, most of the ones I have, the rim's going away somewhere. But this one, someone over here marked out $20 and marked it to 12. It'd probably be about 12, maybe $13, $14 the coin shop Saturday if I go there. I probably will, but I don't know if I'm going to buy anything. But that's about what these are going for now. I mean, online, $half from AppMex and them places, they're asking about $15 a coin, and that's pretty high, compared to. So I got some in a box that I paid as little as $6.50 for some $half. You got a few minutes, I'll show you a couple of them. All right, I'm back. All right, let's see if I can find one that was $6.50. Well, that was $7.50. It's an early Walker, 1918 Philadelphia. Let's see. Looking for a real cheap one. There we go. Not in real bad shape, and I paid $6.50 for this 1935 $half Philadelphia. So it just goes to show you when silver price goes up quite a bit, price in these do too. I think I got some in here for $6.75. Some of them are $12 too, like this one was. So when I bought them, the price varies. I mean, you don't want to go down to somewhere and buy a ton of these at one time unless you're, got a lot of spare money. All right. This one, I'm not going to know what I paid for because it's just in a plastic holder. That's okay. This one claims to be AU, and they put $16 on it. One of my better looking ones, that's for sure. I'm going back a little bit further. Oh yeah, if you've run across one that's been gold plated, it doesn't add much value at all. In fact, it probably takes value away from it. It's neat looking, but the gold plating's so thin on them, it doesn't do anything. And even these, like this says it's uncirculated, which it's got a little chatter on it, but you can see the mint luster on it. It didn't, if it ever got circulated much, it wasn't much, but 1150. But the proof was cheaper. That's kind of weird. I bought them at nearly the same time, too. Thought I might have some in here that were $6.50. Now, someone wrote Mint State 63 on this card. Oh, I don't really believe them. It's probably AU at best. I think I might have a JFK 64 in here that was $6. Oh, yeah. And it even says brilliant uncirculated. I don't really know if I totally agree with that either. I didn't write it on there, but it don't look too bad. Fairly common coin. They made quite a few of them, but it was $6. I mean, you can't probably can't get them anywhere less than about, well, online they're asking nearly $15 for these, and you have to buy a lot to get that price. I think there's some 40%ers back here. Yeah, a 65 that generally this thing looks really good. Like it hardly saw any. Some of that dirt looking stuff. I think it's the flip. Oh. Yeah, it's the plastic. It's not the coin. Coin looks uncirculated. I think I believe this one would be uncirculated. And the 66 one as well. Now these are probably special mint set coins. I think I paid $2 or $3 for them, so wasn't that much. There's a 40% proof one, 69S. That estimate's pretty hard to see on there. Really small right there. Very hard to see. The rest of these are, looks like modern proofs. There is a 40% 76 one in here, but and a proof one, but that one ain't silver. And then there's a few more proofs back here, and then there's some of the modern silver proofs, like these, 90% silver proofs. And this is a proof clad bicentennial. Why it's behind these, I don't know. Probably should have been with the other bicentennial. One says proof clad, one doesn't. This one actually looks better than that one to me. Not much different, but yeah, some people don't realize they made these 76 ones in 40% silver too. They made quite a few of them actually. They made the mint sets, but some of them got took out, obviously. I don't think they made any of these for standalone purposes. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put all these back in this box where they came from. I think I'm going to put the 1907S in this one too. It was in a different box. I think I'll keep it in this box with these other 50-cent coins, which is full all the way. But oh, by the way, I finally sorted my dime box into the other one. I've got 2 full boxes of dimes. I got so many dimes that I don't think I'm gonna buy any more dimes and cards unless it's a really nice looking coin. I'm gonna just not gonna buy. Don't need no 55D ones. Roosevelt D, 55D. I've got a bunch of uncirculated 55Ds. It's not even funny how many of them there are. There's probably, I think, 10 or somewhere in that neighborhood. It's more than a couple, that's for sure. Oh. By the way, I want to thank you all for stopping by. Hope that you have a good night. I'm going to go ahead and end this stream now. I usually don't stream Thursday nights, but I decided to go ahead and do some tonight. And have a good night, everyone.